Hello Pixies, and welcome to or back to my channel. And I am so sorry that it's been so long. It's been months since I posted. There were videos that I made months ago that still haven't gone up, but they will go up. Who cares if I filmed it in the spring or summer? Because it's a good video and it shouldn't matter. So there will be backlog videos coming soon, and there will also be new videos coming soon, like this one, which should be going up in the few days after that I film this. And this is my late fall, end of the year, getting out of a reading slump TBR. Since I started my second job back in August, I haven't really been reading. I've completed one book, and I've started several others that will be in this video. Started some more that were just plain old DNFs. And to be honest with you, I've read a heck of a lot of fan fiction that time. So it's not like I haven't been reading it all. I just haven't been reading books. But I miss reading books. I love reading books. I've missed making content on this channel. So here are the books that I'm going to be reading soon, before the end of the year, hopefully for all of them, that I'm really, really excited about, and hopefully pull me out of this reading slump that I have found myself in. And yes, between two jobs, I am pretty busy now, but I still want to make room for my hobbies and for my writing, for everything. So without further ado, let's just get into the books, shall we? And the first three books we should start with are all the books that I have started that I would like to continue reading. And they all kind of have that spooky vibe. This is a book that I started over a month ago that I really, really like, and that I just haven't gotten myself to continue reading for some reason. I have no idea why. This is A Treachery of Swans, and this is a Swan Lake retelling with some sapphic twist and some more gothic themes to it, I suppose you would say. This story is about Odile, and Odile has been trained all her life to take the place of Marie d'Odette, who is going to be a part of royalty some way or another. And she wants to take her place so they can get back this magical crown that will restore magic to the lands, because her father is one of the last sorcerers, and he says once he restores magic, he will teach her magic. But the thing is that Odile knows Marie d'Odette, and they kind of maybe used to have a thing. But Odile takes her place, but then everything starts going wrong, so she realizes she must team up with Marie and figure out this mystery together, because the king has mysteriously died. And I'm on page 89 of this, and the thing is, I really, really like it. I just haven't been able to convince myself to continue reading it for some reason. Maybe it's because I was reading at work, so I was reading in like really short bursts, like on my breaks and stuff, instead of just sitting down and reading like I like to do. But this is a book that I'm desperate to read, that I really want to read, that I've had checked out for like a month. I just did my second renewal on it, which means I've had it, for over 6 weeks now, and we'll have it for 9 probably. And that just won't do, because I really, really like everything I've read so far of this book. I really like the writing style. I thought it was so enchanting. I really like the concepts. I like the pacing. Like, it's pretty quick, but it doesn't feel like, oh my goodness, what's happening? It's just like, yeah, that makes sense. And I would like to continue reading it, so that's what I'm gonna do. This is the book that I actually started reading yesterday, and I'm on page 48 of, and this is Immortal Consequences. One of my coworkers at my first job said that I would love this book, so I checked it out. She picked it out for me, and the concept for this one reminds me of a webcomic that I've read. I'm really, really behind on it, but I really, really like it. And it's called Nevermore, and it's on Webtoon, and I really like that webcomic. And this has a similar, general concept, and let me just read you the description for this one, because I feel like I'm butchering descriptions today. Welcome to Blackwood Academy, the legendary school located in the fringes of the afterlife. Once a pupil enters the academy's arched gates, there is no way out, except the decennial, a once-in-a-decade celebration in which a single worthy student is tested and given a choice: graduate and join Blackwood's magical elite, or cross over to the mysterious other side. This time, though, the rules have changed. This decennial isn't a celebration, it's a competition, and there can only be one victor. Two academic arch-rivals whose strange connection blurs the lines between obsession and hate. One girl driven solely by ambition, and another plagued by memories of the love she lost. A charming playboy who never cared for anyone until he met the academy's newest student. Each of these 6 students has their own motivation to win and their own secret to hide. But what none of them know, they aren't the only ones playing the Blackwoods game, and if they lose, some fates are worse than death. I have really liked reading this one. This is probably the one I'm going to continue reading after I'm done filming here, because I really, really am enjoying it. It changes points of views. The writing is pretty on the simple side, and not that's a bad thing. It's pretty straightforward. It's not really flowery, but I can get behind some straightforwardness. And the whole afterlife competition, other side purgatory type situation really reminds me of the Nevermore comic, which I really, really like. So I should like this book, and it's got kind of that gothic creepiness like Treachery of Swans has, but fall is the perfect time of year for this kind of writing. So I really, really want to continue this book, and also look how beautiful it is. If I really like this book, I might need to get a copy for myself, because I like to have the books that I like. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue reading this one. And the other book that I am currently reading, and I'm only got to page 6 of this because I read the first 6 pages in the car and was just like, wow, I'm obsessed with this. As soon as we get home, continue reading it, and didn't do that because I'm irritating, is The Coven Tendency. So in this story, we follow our main character, Vanity, and Vanity is one of the girls who lives at the museum and is going to become this necromantic spectacle when she's no longer a teenager and no longer experiencing these symptoms while this magic is being purged from her. But everything changes when her twin sister, Arrogance, remembers how to do magic. And that's kind of where the story starts, according to the description. This, you might need to look up trigger warnings for. This is really dark from what I've read so far. Really kind of morbid, really kind of creepy, lots of blood and gore so far, and I'm only 6 pages in. So you know what's happening. And kind of angsty, but like I said before, I've been reading a lot of fan fiction lately. And what do I like in fan fiction? I like angst. And I feel like to get out of my fan fiction and back into books, I need to read some good, angsty, dark, morbid books, and this is top of the list, and I think this could be my new obsession. So this is a book I'm really, really excited about reading, and hopefully, since I've started all these, I can finish them, right? That's the goal. Another book on my TBR is actually a reread, and this is Sorcery of Thorns. I love this book, but it's been several years since I've read it. And so I would like to revisit it, and I would really like to revisit it because I know it's a great fall book, and it's a book I really, really loved, and I feel like to get me back into reading, maybe I just need to read something that I know I like exactly. I know I like this, I've read it before, a beautiful, great book, so I feel like maybe I just need to revisit this. Plus, I want to do another one of my episodes of Are These Books Comparable, and I want Sorcery of Thorns to be the book that is the book of the episode. Are any books comparable to A Sorcery of Thorns? And so I feel like I really need to reread that in order to do that video because it's been such a long time since I've read this. Description of this book, I guess, is that we follow our main character, Elizabeth, and Elizabeth is a librarian, but the books in these libraries are a bit different because they are books of magic, books that can only be read by sorcerers, and Elizabeth's whole life changes when one of these books breaks out of its prison, basically, and attacks the person who has raised her, and she is blamed, basically. And she is sent off into more like she is sent off into the world of sorcerers and stuff and their demons, because sorcerers in this world, they get their magic from having a bond with a demon. And it's really, really good. I love this book. It's very comparable to The Magician's Daughter by H.G. Perry, which if you've been here before, you know I love that book. I think it's so great. So I want to reread this. Now, some more easier books on here that I think I would also really, really enjoy. And I have two of them here because I think I could read these rather quickly, and I think I'll really, really like them because these are two of the Percy Jackson Extended Universe books, and these are the Nico D'Angelo adventures. I have The Sun and the Star, and also the new one, The Court of the Dead, and I haven't read The Sun and the Star yet. And The Court of the Dead just came out, so what a better time than to finally read The Sun and the Star, because if you didn't know, Percy Jackson and the Olympians is my favorite series ever. I love it so much, and I love the entire Percy Jackson Extended Universe. Just really, really love that. And my favorite character in the books is actually Nico D'Angelo, and these two books center around Nico D'Angelo and his boyfriend Will Solis. So I really, really need to read these. I have such a good time reading Rick Riordan's creations. I just think they're really fun. They're really witty. And I've been wanting to read The Sun and the Star since it came out. I just haven't yet for some reason. But I think these might be able to get me back into reading as well because I love Nico D'Angelo so much. And also, these are co-written. So this Rick Riordan and Mark Oshiro. Oshiro? I don't know how to pronounce the last name. So sorry. But yeah, I'm just really excited to give these a try. I love Nico. So these should be a real treat for me and should be something I should be able to knock out rather quickly. Now, next up on the list is actually Curious Tides. And this is a book that I got back in January and have been saving all year to read during the fall. And now it's fall, so it's time to read it. And this is another spooky academy type of book. Let me just read you the description of this one as well, so you can see how they're different. After a treacherous night at the Dovermere Sea Caves leaves her with a strange dark magic and survivor's guilt, lunar mage and prestigious Aldrin student Emery believes her secrets drown with her classmates until their bodies start washing ashore. With the help of a reclusive student, Baz Brisden, Emery must seek the truth behind the drownings and the cult-like secret society she's convinced her classmates were involved in before she's next. Thankfully, Baz is well-versed in the deadly nature of darker magic, born under an eclipse, a rare and dark perversion of the sacred lunar magic cycle. Baz has limited the use of his abilities in fear of the collapsing, a gruesome fate that awaits all reckless eclipse-born practitioners. His control threatens to slip when he helps Emery hone her gifts, getting close to her in an attempt to uncover what happened to his sister, who drowned at Dovermere and was Emery's best friend. While a tentative bond forms between the two over their shared loss, Emery's investigation into the secret society leads her down a path more dangerous than any collapsing. She's not the only one seeking answers, and when her magic draws the society's attention, she finds their thirst for power strangely alluring, until she realizes it is her they thirst for. Sounds really interesting. Spooky academy vibes, some murder mystery going on. I've been waiting all year to read this because I feel like this is the perfect time of year to read academic-centered books. So this will be one that I'm going to read, and hopefully it'll be good and I'll like it. The next book on this list is another that I feel like might fall into the angsty, dark, gory category, is Mistress of Lies. And this is a vampire book who was blurred by Lyra Celine, the author of Feathers So Black, which she said a seductive and blood-soaked jewel of a debut. And the little description for this one is, a villainous heroine finds herself plunged into the seductive world of power, politics, and murder in the court of the Vampire King in this bloodthirsty debut. And it also says that it's a fantasy romance, which I feel like that's a bit of a buzzword these days. And I feel like a lot of things don't actually fall into that category, but I digress. But it says, the daughter of a powerful but disgraced blood worker, Jeanne Leclerc has spent her entire life perfecting her blood magic. Now she takes her place at the head of the family. Her revenge will soon follow. Samuel Hutchinson is a bastard with a terrible gift, drawn into the world of dark magic and pulled deeply into the ravenous and bloodthirsty core of the Vampire King. Tasked by the Eternal King to discover the identity of a killer, cutting a bloody swath through the city, Samuel, Shan, and a mysterious royal blood worker named Isaac find themselves caught in a complicated web of desire, treason, and vengeance as they must decide if the good of their nation is worth the price of their souls. I'm hoping for something dark and angsty out of this, to be honest. It's been a book that I've been really wanting to read. I was going to do an episode of Are These Books Comparable for A Dark and Drowning Tide, and this was one of the books on the list, one of the books I was most interested in. I don't think I'm going to be doing that episode anymore, but I still really, really want to read this book. I'm hoping for angst. And I really want to get more into vampire-y fiction, but more in a fantasy way than a paranormal romance way, if that makes sense. If you do know of any vampire paranormal romances that do not include werewolves or the dynamics associated with werewolves, please let me know, because I would just like to know. I want to keep my options open. But I really want to get into vampires because I really enjoyed The Serpent and the Wings of Night, but I hated The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, and I don't know if I want to try The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, but I just really want more vampires. Let me know the vampire books that you like. Yeah, end of that tangent. Another book I really want to read before the end of the year, and I really should read because it's on my yearly TBR, is Dark Rise. I've seen so many text posts about this book lately, and it's just making me want to read it even more and more and more, because it's kind of giving, in the way it's written from the text posts I've seen, Six of Crows, which I might be doing a video about the new edition soon if you're interested in that. In this story, the very basics of it is that there's been an ongoing battle between light and dark, but it's been kind of stagnant for centuries until Will shows up, and the stewards, which are the servants of light, want Will to join their side to fight the Dark King, but I don't think everything goes the way it's supposed to. And with all of these beings reawakening after all this time, things are about to go down. I really want to read this. V. Schwab has blurbed this, and I really like V. Schwab's writing. J. Kristoff also blurbed this, even though I haven't really vibed with his writing, but at least I know of him. But yeah, I really want to read this. So hopefully, if it is like Six of Crows, like I think it is, at least in the way that's written, and the banter and the humor, I'll really, really like it. And the last book that I have here is one that I've been wanting to read for a while, and it is Wild and Wicked Things. I don't honestly know if I'll get to this one this year, but fall, winter time, this seems like a book that I would really, really like. I'm just going to read you the description for this one as well because I'm getting tired. It says, on Crow Island, people whispered that real magic lurks just below the surface, but magic doesn't interest Annie Mason, not after it stole her future. She's on the island to sell her late father's estate and hopefully reconnect with her long-absent best friend, Beatrice. Yet Crow Island is brimming with temptation, and the most memorizing may be Annie's new neighbor. Mysterious and alluring, Emmeline Delacroix is a figure shadowed by rumors of witchcraft. Soon, Annie is drawn into a glittering world filled with extravagant parties, a world where the boundaries of wickedness are tested, and the cost of illicit magic might be death. In a world of 1920s decadence and excess, and this is it's set in the 1920s. People have said it has some Great Gatsby type of vibes. I've actually never read The Great Gatsby. It's a book that I really need to read, but I'm here for the vibes. And it's something a little bit twisted, a little bit magical, falls right in line with the rest of this TBR. So it's one I really, really want to read. And the last two books on this TBR, which I do not have with me physically, are ones that I've been really wanting to read and things I feel like could really ignite the burning passion I need to read this book right now. And the first one is Divine Rivals. Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I really love Rebecca Ross's books. I especially love A River Enchanted. Do I think I'm going to love Divine Rivals as much as The River Enchanted? No, but I still think I'll really enjoy it. It's about these two rivals who work at, I think they're rival journalists, because they're writers and there's this magical type of war happening, and one of our main characters, she has this typewriter that's supposed to connect to her brother who is fighting in the war to write him letters, but her letters don't end up going to him, but instead end up going to her rival. And I don't know if they know who each other are when they're receiving these letters back and forth from each other, but obviously it's academic. Not, are they academic? It's a rivals to lovers type of trope. I think it's a book I'll really enjoy. I really want to know what the hype is. I've heard that it really sucks you in, and that's what I really need right now. So Divine Rivals is definitely on the list, plus it fills one of my bingo prompts for the year. And the very last book on my TBR is The Raven Boys. And this has been something I've been really wanting to read for a while, and I feel like I always save it for fall every year and then I don't read it. But this year I'm going to read it. I'm going to love it. In this book, I believe we follow Blue, and Blue's family has this ability to see the dead. So when her and her mother go to the graveyard to see people, I guess, ascend into the other world, Blue is bored as usual because she can't actually see it. But then she runs into some of the Raven Boys from Gangsley Academy, and they become very intertwined. And again, I am just looking for my next YA obsession, and this could be it because people love these. I feel like I could love them. And it's just something I want to read, which I think I've repeated 10 million times in this video. But when you're in a reading slump, all you want to do is find a really good book. And so all the books on this list, all the books that I've mentioned, are books I really, really want to read and think I will really, really enjoy and will break me out of that reading slump so I can get back to reading, so I can get back to writing, so I can get back to creating videos, because I really enjoy doing all of that. And yeah, I think that's kind of it for the video, actually. I'm really excited to try and read all these books, especially the 3 I've already started. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it. And if you want to see more content from me, you can go ahead and subscribe. I will be trying to post a lot more often before the end of the year. I know I took a little bit of time off, but I am back now, and hopefully better than ever. So hope you stick around for that. And I suppose that's it. So I guess I'm signing off now. Okay, bye.